Welcome to it. Welcome everybody. Yeah.
Let's award some tokens to the person that can sing the Canadian national anthem.
I think yes. Anybody who can sing the Canadian national anthem, I think you can raise your hand and we'll get you to sing for us. We're still lining in. Well, Canadians have just left the room. Do we have any more still from here? One, two. Yeah, we do. We got a couple of Canadians in the house. I'd love to pick on our friendly Canadian, Mona, but we're not going to do that. All right, everybody, welcome. Keep on lining up. Fill up from the front if you don't mind. Welcome to yet another Hodlnots Happy Hour Hangout session number 25, and we're cracking on. Jeepers, loving it. Oh, these cowboy hats. I think we all got the memo about the dress code. Nice work there, Marius, Marcel, Vicky, Wendy. Good stuff.
Absolutely. I'm excited.
Sorry, Mona, you better have your first cup of coffee this morning before we get you to sing. Yeah, totally. Welcome to it. That Q&A section down below, you ladies and gents, you should know by now how to make use of it and how to use it and contribute towards this call. As we've mentioned during the run-up to this edition, yes, welcome. As we mentioned in this run-up, we're going to be focusing on all things Canada and touching obviously on a few things in North America in general. But there have been a few developments over the last couple of months with MEXC, well, the last couple of weeks actually, with MEXC. And we want to be chatting about that because it doesn't only affect us as scalpers, it affects everybody within crypto, especially our friends over in the Western Hemisphere and other countries as well, who are now having to KYC and a bunch of other things as well. So we'll be chatting about that. We'll be hearing from Wendy around MEXC and potential other exchanges. We've been looking at it for a while. I mean, we had issues with KuCoin, but here at Hodlnots and Bitcoin Tough, we're always looking at other solutions and other possibilities for our members within the company. And then a couple of other suggestions and solutions, because I mean, the HODL Fire indicator has been around now for a couple of months and people are making use of it. And we want to be able to reassure and also go over and show you guys how we can use this amazing income indicator on different exchanges. So we'll be chatting all about that. And then I think Vix will touch on the Bitcoin halving or halvening. So things happening in the next couple of weeks. There was the solar eclipse. Yeah, as a reminder, we are going to give away some BTAF tokens. And why not? Because we can, and because it is the 25th edition of the Hodlnots Happy Hour Hangout. We'd love to hear from your questions, your comments, your thoughts, and you never know, just by participating in that Q&A section down below, posting a question or a comment or something that might be helpful as we go through the topics of today, we may well be awarding you some BTAF tokens. But for now, I think, Badger, let's have a quick recap as to what's been happening over in the den, if that's good. We're going to be seeing what's been happening in terms of the HODL Fire, those fire wins, as well as all those percentages grabs. I mean, the market's been going up and down, Bitcoin trying to find its feet. So yeah, if you want to kick off with that.
Cool, thanks. Okay. So looking back at the week ending 31st of March, it was quite a good week again. So you'll see this week, I think it's mostly scalps on this one. The next one I did include some fire wins as well. So let's have a look. Mob 6%, Ray 6%, GHST 11%. There was a 44% from one of our members. Again, obviously, some of our members sometimes catch like two scalps in one run, or maybe they catch a run, wait for it to retrace, and catch the next one as well. So there was a double one on that coin. ADX, True, Doge, Theta, and T-Fuel. So obviously good ones now. Doge, so some great profits from the last week in March. And then the April week. So we're looking at, there were some fire wins, 34% on JTO, 20% on OAX, 24.5% with ENA. This has proven to be a great coin in the den, ENA. Loads of liquidity, so that's a good one to scalp and to hodl fire. Then in terms of normal scalping, there was 80%, 18% rather, 4.9, 7.9. So OAX did well this week, again, ATM, VIB, actually, there was multiple scalps on VIB, and I think I only included one. Yeah, only included one. And I just wanted to say, two of these, I think it was this one on OAX and that one on ATM, was grabbed by one of our newly graduate cups. So those two, they fresh out of the course, and one of them grabbed 6.5% and the other one 7%, and that is obviously great for us to see.
Fantastic, fresh out of the course.
That is amazing because I mean,
good.
yeah, I mean this was up until Sunday, yeah, and they've been in the den for like 3 days, so
Exactly.
wow. Well, kudos to them.
That is incredible.
Yeah, I don't know if they're on the call at the moment, but I'd love to. Oh, yeah, here we go. Well done, everyone. Just showing.
One is definitely there. I see.
Yeah, I can see, definitely. But yeah, it's been so great to see this influx of, and it's quite apt. I mean, this influx of Canadians and Americans doing the Hodlnots scalping course. I mean, again, we've got friends from South Africa, Nigeria, Europe, all over joining us and doing the course all the time. But I know, Wendy, you must be pretty darn proud of them, these fresh cubs grabbing these percentages here.
I am. They have really took it to heart. I mean, this last class especially, and most of all of them had their cameras on. They showed up to all the meetings, and it proved to be very fruitful for them because they're already scalp trading quite well, even in this market.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's so funny. I was reading there's a testimony from one of our premium students actually, and this person said that they realized that even in a bearish market that they could grab percentages in minutes, and that's the whole point, like it's very important that you diversify your crypto trading or virtual currency portfolio, have long-term trade reports and your MTT, but in scalping, even with a hodl fire, and you can still trade those coins, even if it's going sideways or even down as well. And that's pretty
always a coin running, always a coin running, never fails. Every single day, there's always a coin running one way or the other.
Well, absolutely. I mean, look, there have been a couple of new coins launched on Binance, and I know not everyone in the world has access to Binance, but we see them daily on MEXC as well. Very exciting exchange. And yeah, Saga was running, and we were trading that. It was great guns. Actually, one of our den members scalped 100% of Saga in, I think it was 67 minutes.
And she grabbed another 30%, John.
Yes, I saw. Yeah.
130%.
That's not bad for
in minutes.
Yeah, in minutes. That is
in minutes.
Great going. Actually, yeah, she's not on the call, but yeah, kudos to her. And yeah, we've been following that. And what was the other one? INSR or whatever it was. And yeah, there's a whole bunch going on. It's great. Oh yeah, TNSR. Thank you. I know that you've been all over ENA as well, and I see OAX has been running again today.
ENA's been really good to me this last week, but yeah, not to interrupt you, John, but yeah, we were on a trading call with the group just a couple hours ago, and while the market is doing a retracement, and we were finding that we didn't have normal trading percentages of 10% and above. They were all under 10% except for one coin. We had several coins that were running, and quite a few people on the call were making some really good trades. And I'll show you one of them here shortly.
Oh, excellent. Lovely. Well, I mean, there is a lot going on. Today is a busy day, of course. We had our 3M Challenge dot trading call. That's the call you were talking about, when all of our members on the different dots were trading together. And great to see that it was productive. And then we have later on in our lodge, we have the return of one of the favorite themes within our Ask session, and that's our advanced scalping knowledge. Those for all certified hodlots. We're going to be trading together as well. And that's just open. That's open to everybody in the lodge, and we're going to be again repeating exactly what you did a couple hours ago and grabbing some more percentages. Very, very exciting. Lots of stuff happening. Speaking about lots of stuff, Vix. Yeah, this is a very busy, all Canadian, all American background going on here. I mean, wow. Wendy, what are you drinking? Because I mean, I can see what I'm drinking.
It looks like I'm drinking sweet tea, if I had to guess.
No, that's
because
my
that's
drink.
what
No, that's my
That's
drink.
John's
No?
drink. The straw's facing
No.
him.
Oh,
You can share if you
okay.
want.
I get it. No, he had wine in front of him. I
I-
got 2 drinks. I'm claiming the sweet tea and the Dr. Pepper.
Oh, is it a Dr. Pepper? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a Dr. Pepper.
Well, it is something that is not to be named because it's a brand name,
Oh, right.
as well as the one with Marcel. So it's something along
Oh.
those lines, anyway.
We can't name the
Oh.
sodas that we're drinking.
Why not?
Okay, well, we're not plugging for them, but
Well,
okay.
yeah, exactly. And wait, here is some fresh Mountain Dew just for you. I don't know, like I don't know. That's kind of what it looks like. Marcel,
Well, up north they have Red Pop. And I'm
Marcel
not
is
even gonna name
drinking
the brand.
ginger ale.
Canada Dry. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that what it is? Okay, education. We learn something every time. I mean, who was it? Mona was saying, yeah, there we go. She's got it. But yeah, there are a couple other things. There was beaver. No, there's no beaver. Where's the beaver? Oh, there's the beaver behind me. All right, beaver, maple syrup, figure skating, beer, hockey, half a flag. I wonder if you could get arrested for that. Yeah, no, well, that's kind of the theme. Vicky's been having lots of fun going. And the candles? Is that kind of like we
The-
light a candle for them?
The candles are part of what Wendy's going to be showing for the US members today. So it's something about green candles.
On fire. Okay, I get it. All right.
Mhm.
And Marcel, would you throw that lobster / crayfish on a braai on a barbecue?
Yeah,
Yum,
anytime.
yum.
Loads of options.
That's not a crawfish. That's a lobster.
It's a lobster. Yeah, so
Lobster.
I've seen the Americans do like lobster sandwiches and lobster everything. It's a bit weird for us here in South Africa. We just normally eat them on their own, but I'm sure we'll be able to do something with it.
Yeah, well, when it's in season, you get a license and you go crayfishing. When the crayfishing is just slightly smaller than lobster. But Mona's asking, is that a Maine lobster, Vix? I believe.
I think it would be, yes, Maine lobster or Nova Scotia lobster. Absolutely.
Oh.
Best in the world.
I think it's my lobster.
Yum.
Either way, we've got the theme going, and this is exactly what we're going to be chatting about here on our 4-H. And again, a reminder, thanks, Mona, for being so... yeah, you've noticed those other things as well. We won't necessarily mention them yet, but this is the theme, and because we really do care about our members of BitcoinTough.com, as well as obviously you guys from Hodlnots, when it comes to scalping as well as trading in general, whether you're long-term or otherwise. And there have been some changes, Wendy, with MEXC. Actually, a few exchanges in terms of, I even see Coinbase is now implementing KYC. Yeah, so how is that challenging for our members, do you think, Wendy?
Yeah, in many ways. So there's a lot of people interested right now in getting into cryptocurrency. And unfortunately, the big bad bear is the American SEC. So any of the exchanges that are connected or influenced or out of or have anything to do with the SEC in the United States, they're restricting certain people for reporting purposes and so forth. So USA has the hardest time out of all the countries into learning how to trade crypto. And Canada is kind of packing right along with it. So what I did today is, actually I've been doing it for quite a few days now, is this is a deep dive digging into Canada. So I will do the same thing on the next call for the USA. We really have to find some platforms that are available, but I'm just going to say it that a lot of people who trade use VPNs. Now, there is a lot of risk with VPNs. This is not financial advice. This isn't I'm not telling you to rush out and get a VPN, but I am telling you that most traders, when they trade, especially when they travel, need and desire to get on certain platforms, and they use VPN. There are strong regulations against using a platform that, if you are a citizen of a country that is banned, that you should not do that. But I will tell you that a lot of people do. And the amount of exchanges that are available for no KYC are almost nil. There are very few. John, you're driving me nuts with your mouth.
I'm trying to stop. It's not me. I promised you. It's really, stop watching my mouth anyway. Talk to the audience. It's not me.
You're trying to focus and you're going on. I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. Now we'll all watch it. I'm sorry, but that was pretty funny. Anyway, so I put together a little presentation, but the list of exchanges out there is a lot. So I can't fit them all on my slide. So we're going to figure out a way to get them to you, but mainly I think on the announcement channel for Hodlnots, and we'll try and put it on Bitcoin Trend and Forecast somewhere, so that you can get it. If you're a Canadian, you're going to probably want some of this information. It might help you discern maybe some alternative platforms that you might be able to get on. But leading back to what John was saying was that MEXI, everybody that got on it before April 1st can stay on it or is able to stay on it. But all the new people that will be coming on to take our course won't be able to get on MEXI if you're in USA or Canada due to the regulations now. So KYC will definitely show your identity, where you're from, your driver's license or a passport on where you live. So there, we are working on some alternative fixes, but I'm going to share my screen if I can. And can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool. So this is Welcome for Canada. We really want to take care of our struggling traders and try to find the best platform, but it's also because we're going to have to switch in teaching. We used to teach on KuCoin, and we no longer teach on KuCoin. So as we change the way we trade and the markets change, we also change the way we teach. So that's why you want to stay updated and stay with us in our den and our lodge if you're scalping. So why Canada? Because we have many wonderful Canadians in our community, and they live in different provinces. So it's it's interesting, because when I talk about Australia, a lot of people don't know that Australia has different states. They think Australia is one big country. And so I think it's funny, but in Canada, they have provinces. And unfortunately, some provinces are regulated differently than other provinces. So they have different rules for some. And that also applies to the different exchanges. Some Canadians in some provinces can get on some exchanges while others cannot. So it depends on the exchange. So this is why we decided to dig deep into the Canadian exchanges. They're struggling behind with the USA, and now we will do USA. I will do the same due diligence and try and get the best platforms for USA, because we want everybody to be able to have fun and scalp trade the way we do in minutes. So it's just the restrictions that we have to live through right now. The options, what are they and why now? It's because they've taken us off of several more exchanges. So now is the time to get serious and try and figure out. Now, while I do know that there are a lot of Canadians out there that do not want a KYC, and they only want to get on the platforms where people don't know who they are, there are very, very limited platforms that you don't have to KYC. So you need to really understand that KYC is, and now some of the platforms are requiring that you have a photo identification before you can even make your withdrawals, so that your picture ID matches your withdrawal. So that's coming too. So that's going to even get it more restricted. Just know that on some of them, it's already happening as a photo ID. So Binance and KuCoin are now restricted from Canada. Sorry about that. And now MEXI is. So if you, we were really liking the MEXI platform, but unfortunately, it's not going to be available to the newer one. So what exchanges can be used with KYC and without KYC? I reviewed these, and the list goes on. Okay, we went over Binance, Femex, Bybit. Some of these you probably haven't even heard of. But instead of reading this entire list to you, let's just get into it. And I'm going to stop share there because I have to show you on my list because it was too big to put on the screen. This is why I can't put it in a PowerPoint unless I break it down. Hold on just a minute. Because I've really been researching this hard for you guys. Where's my share screen button? Okay, I got to share screen again. And here we go. Okay, so this is the list that we started with, and I'm going to alphabetize this for you, so it'll make it even easier. And I'm going to add some more information in here. But as you can see, Binance is not available. BitCastle is not available. If they all say not available, this is strictly for Canada. They're not available to you anymore. So this list goes on and on and on. But let's just go over the ones that are available, and I'll go over what I found out about them with BitGet. So BitGet, yes and no. The reason why it's yes and no is because it is regulated. You do have to do your KYC, but I'm sorry, if you live in Ontario, you cannot get on this. If you live in the other provinces, yeah, you're good to go on BitGet. So you might want to check out that one. Let's see. Upbit was only spot only, and it halts your withdrawal, so I don't recommend that one. Some of these, OKX was available. It's no longer available. All of these are no longer available anymore. Gemini, you can get on Gemini, Canada and the US, but I'll get more into the US on the next one. They do not have 1 second candles, and a lot of us like to use the 1 second candles to see what's going on 1 minute. I know a lot of you don't understand 1 second. You're thinking, oh my goodness, do they really scalp trade on 1 second? We use it. We don't scalp trade on it, but we do use it to preempt an exit or a buy-in on a coin. So they don't have Heikin-Ashi candles. They separate their derivatives platform, and they do not have a stop loss. That was a flag for me. And they have very high fees. One of the highest fees of all the exchanges is 4%. They have 100 coins. So Femex is not available to you. The ones that in dark bold are available. BitBuy, yes, it's regulated. They do have a stop loss. Okay, they only have 41 coins, so the selection is small, and the liquidity might be a little bit on the low side. Virgo CX, yes, Canada only. This is the Canadian only platform. You cannot get on it unless you are a Canadian, and it has 60 coins on it. Newton as well is regulated KYC. It has about 70 coins on it. It is also a Canada only platform. NDAX, okay, Canada only pairing, but they don't have a stop loss. Okay, they do have Heikin-Ashi candles, and they do not have the 1 second, and they have about 37 coins. I'm just giving you some platforms so you can spread your risk. You can check them out, find out which ones work best for you. Netcoins is an app. So if you've heard about that one in Canada, it is available to you. It's only available to Canada. It is regulated. All of these are regulated with KYC. Coinberry is no longer available. It used to be, but now it's part of BitBuy. So this one up here is the one that you need. It's turned into that. Okay. BTCC is also available, but it only has 6 coins on it. BYDFI is available. This was a good one, actually, that you might want to look into. It has 244 coins, no stop loss. This is the only thing holding BYDFI. It was a very nice platform when it first opened, and I traded on it, and I found it was great, but there are a lot of people that do not get on it because they do not have a stop loss. Polynex, yes, and you do not have to have it this time, KYC, but Ontario is not allowed to get on it. And their fees are 2% instead of 1%. So they're a little bit on the high side. And you just need to know that they may or may not KYC on you. They may require residency to prove that you're not in Ontario. So this one right here, Polynex, I do have Canadians on that because they don't want a KYC. And this seems to be their choice of platform because it has 400 coins on it. So this is a really good one. LBank is regulated, KYC. It has very limited indicators. You can't pick and choose a lot of indicators like you can on other ones. They do not have a stop loss either, but they have extremely low fees to trade on. Lay token, no, yes, and no. It's one of those. This is all that I could find out about them is they say it's restricted to Canada for the restricted countries in Canada. So I don't know which provinces they're talking about. So you may have to check if you're in Canada if you want to get on Lay token on that one. And I could not find out how many coins that it had on that. And Bing X looked like it was pretty decent. You do have to KYC for Canada, but some of the other countries you don't have to KYC for, which I thought was a little strange. But I think it's because Canada and USA are so regulated right now that they're demanding KYC for you, but they do have 510 coins on it. So eToro, the list goes on, so you can see why. These are not available. BitFlyer was available. This one is a really weird one. I just have to say it's regulated, but it's a Japan, it's a Japanese, and they're partnered with New York City. So that had flags with me. I'm sorry. And it's an app where all you can do is buy and sell. It wouldn't be something that you would minute scalp on. Margex was another one. It's regulated, but you're not allowed to get it if you're in Quebec. So just know that. The rest of these, I believe the only other last one was Coinbean, which is also Coin Codex. It is available, but it had a very bad reviews on it, basically low, risky security, and it had a weak transparency in their team. You couldn't really figure out who was running the show on this one, and it had 170 tokens. So this is your list. So we will try and make all of this available to you so that you can pick a few things with Canada, and you can possibly figure out what else you can do. Get change to trade. But before I stop there, I'm going to finish my PowerPoint. I wanted to give a couple more things for Canadians.
Sure. Thank you.
Cryptocurrency is not seen. I just kind of almost had my mouth open on this one. Cryptocurrency is not seen as a legal tender today or a financial asset for Canada. I'm like, really? It's the best performing asset in the last decade, but they still don't regard it as legal tender. However, you are taxed on your capital gains and your capital losses. So if you want to read the legal complications that are on here, I don't know how they can get your capital gains and losses on something that they don't reside as legal tender. That kind of got me. But the nice thing was, if you go digging into your taxes and your tax reporting, if you do your research on the ability, you have the ability to carry back or forward 3 years on your gains and losses. So that may be very appealing for some people in order to do that, to try and figure out your taxes to make sure that you're on the square. Cryptocurrency exchanges can operate legally in Canada, so it's not against the law for you to operate in Canada. And you can trade cryptocurrency without breaking the law. So a lot of people just think it's taboo, but it's not breaking the law, and it is legal in Canada. VPN, using one has its risks, but many traders use them for the market and where they don't want a KYC. So most KYC platforms are regulated. Just know that they are centralized, they're regulated. And in order to withdraw funds on some in fiat, you will be asked KYC on almost every single one of them, showing your residency, phone number. And for those people who are new to crypto that might be on this call, KYC means know your client. That's where you have to identify who you are, and they know exactly who you are. They have your details and all of that good stuff. So that's all for me on that.
Wow.
I can get into the other on the USA shortly, but I'm just going to leave it there in case there's any questions on the Canadian stuff.
That was super comprehensive. Wendy, thank you so very much for spending the time, effort, and energy to put that together. And it just goes to show we do care about the Canadians. We care about everybody in our community. Of course we do. And this is obviously just the first part. We'll be chatting on the next Hodlnots Happy Hour Hangout session, all about America. I mean, when you did touch on a few things stateside, but yeah, I see Ontario is not particularly friendly around some of the
Like, who has it in for Ontario? And
yeah.
what's with Quebec? I'm like, what's I'm just like, why some and not the others? I don't quite get that. Sorry.
Yeah, but that was super comprehensive. Thank you. And that list, we will be sharing some of the better findings with our community in the large, maybe in the announcement channel. And I think it's important actually for all of those of our members within Bitcoin TAF as well, just to know what is available and what you can do with and without KYCing and that kind of accessibility. Yeah.
I was just trying to see if you were gonna bulk like I did with the moving now.
Sure. So here's a question. Which of those, I mean, from a scalping perspective, would be good? Because we've noted that some of them, like MEXC themselves, but we note that in that spreadsheet that you had there, some of them don't have Fibonacci candles, some of them don't have stop losses.
Right.
Which way do you think, just from a scalping perspective, because using the hodl fire on different exchanges, using just normal buy and sell for long-term holds or hodls would be different. But if you were to have a quick look at that, Wendy, and from a scalping perspective, because this is something that we definitely want to be able to chat about and show our Hodlnots community.
I would say Polynex for Canada. Polynex would be my choice because it's got the most coins. The only drawback is the fees, the 2% fees, and the possibility of no KYC. But that's the one that I do know. But Ontario can't get on that one, so we had to have other options. Coinbase again is another one. I personally would probably get on Coinbase myself, just because the fact that regulation, KYC, just own up to it. If you're going to trade, get your money in cryptos. There's lots of ways you can spend it, but it's just one of those things. You want to be able to trade it. And Coinbase is the biggest one out there for USA and Canada at the moment.
I signed up for Coinbase and had to KYC, and it's just, yeah, like you said, it's just
You
something that,
have to.
yeah, it's something you have to do. But yeah, I understand that for some people, some states and some provinces, and it is a little bit more difficult to do that. But yeah, that's super helpful. Thank you. I just wanted to see, there was a question, and this is an interesting one because we scalp, we're in and out using USDT most of the time. But there's a really good question, and that's just for general, I think, even within bitcointaf.com as well. But it touches a little on DeFi. But when will you begin trading? When will we begin trading on a decentralized exchange? So, there's Uniswap, there's PancakeSwap, obviously, the DEX that we use, at least for BTF token, but there are a couple of them. So that it's different because there's lag, then there's gas fees and quite high, and these a BNB, is it Ethereum based? I mean, Wendy, what are your thoughts on in general? I mean, scalping on a DEX is very different to scalping on a centralized exchange.
Yeah, I'm not jumping up and down because of the gas fees. It's very difficult. You can't get in and out of coins in minutes off of your MetaMask wallet. Let's just face it. There's just not going to happen. So if you're on the exchange and move your tokens over to PancakeSwap or Uniswap or one of those, or DEX tools, there are people who do scalp trade, and there are bots that run on these exchanges that consistently trade on them. I would say that they would be good to trade on, but I don't know that I would actually 1 minute scalp on them yet. They're just not. It's not something I would do, not when I have coins that run insanely great on the other exchanges that are much easier to use with a stop loss.
Yeah, 100%. Speaking about stop losses and trading in different styles, I mean, the HODLFI indicator, otherwise known as the income indicator, is
Yes.
a really nice, solid option as a workaround, I guess, as well. It's not so much the scalping, although you can use it on the 1 minute, but it really works well on the high time frames and other exchanges as well, Wendy.
Yeah, the HODLFire is something that we believe that every trader should have. To know when the pivot points are coming and going on whatever time frame and whatever trading style that you have on. Most people work. Let's just face it. Most people don't have the time to minute scalp, and it's more of a when I have time, I'd love to do it, but it's not for what they do for an income for a living at this time, because they're still learning how to do it, or they're just too busy. They can't be on these screens all day long. So the Hodlfire is perfectly set up to work off of any time frame whatsoever. We just don't really recommend you using it under the 1 hour time frame if you are not a educated trader. Let's just put it that way. I'm going to get on and I'll show you a little bit about it for those people who have not seen it. Go in here and I'm just going to pull up this coin. Out of the market today, when it really was a down market for the most part because Bitcoin is retracing, you can see here that you've got coins that run. Farm ran today and it's still running. Okay. So what I've done is I've placed, because Farm is really good today, you can see that the setup is really good. And when you know how to read all your indicators, you know what to look for, and you will make more trades and better trades. But even just turning the Hodlfire on, I've turned off all my other indicators because I don't need them with the Hodlfire. You can see here that we work pivot point to pivot point. So you would have bought in this coin way back here, and this is very, very early, and it's a different trading style. So if you would have bought the coin back here, you would have been out of the coin here, okay? Or if you know how to trade and you got the next buy tag, you could have taken it and ridden it up to 178% in the last 2 days. But what we do is minute scalping, is that we try and find these runs that go up like this. And we have ways that we teach on how to find these runs. And when these are blasting off on the 1 hour, we're minute scalping these coins going up all these hours. And so there's great money to be made in scalp trading. And this is why we teach it. And we've had an increased interest in the premium course, actually, because a lot of people do work and they want to be trained one-off, and they do find that it's nice that we will accommodate their time zone and their particular time and how fast or slow that they like to trade. But using the Hodlfire, you can see here that you would have bought here on this coin if you would have bought it today, my 2000, which was just a couple hours ago. You can see here, this was yesterday, I think. Was that yesterday? That's April 9th. Yep, this was yesterday. On the 1 hour, you would have bought this coin somewhere in this 51% or 76% in 1 day. So you can see, where else are you going to find a trade for 74% in a day on a coin? And you put $1,000 on that in 1 day while you're at work waiting for these alerts to go off. You could have made $700+ on every 1,000 that you have. So but most of the coins that we use on this are just really good mid-cap coins that are solid coins. And you can see here that this one, the last one, ran 15%. This one off the bottom, which we don't usually trade off the bottom, but even when it was coming down, you can be able to use these and make profit. This one was 18%. And you can use it for those people who are working full time. We like to have you, or brand new traders, we like to have you on the 4 hour, because 4 hour profit, 45%, 11% are going to get you a good income. This last one off of Gala was 28%. You'll wait, but they usually pay out once a week, sometimes twice. But when the big runs are happening, there's 157% from pivot to pivot. So we just love this indicator. We have instructional videos on how to use it. So it's a very, very simple thing. And so everybody on this call who has not at least tried it, we want you to try it and see how great it is. So what we've done is we have on the product, if you go to the product, there is a coupon code. You must apply it for your payment. We don't take your payment method. All you have to do is apply that code, push the apply button, and try it out for a week. And download under documents, there's a spreadsheet that you can practice, choose a couple coins, see if you can make some money, and watch the free instructional videos. And we teach you how to market buy, market sell. We teach you a little bit about the trend and how to read it. And we just want you to be able to get in abundance. And this is the easiest way to do it without taking a course. Obviously, when you're more educated, you're going to make more of the runs, and you're going to get more selective on which coins are running. You'll know where to buy in and where to exit a little bit more. but you're still going to make good income if you just practice with the HODL Fire. And that's all you really need to start off with to get your profits going in crypto.
Absolutely. It's not only, I don't know if we can let the cat out of the bag yet, but not only in the product description, and have a look at the Zoom chat, not the Q&A, but the Zoom chat. I've dropped a bunch of links. If you guys, we've been chatting about the course. Actually, just while we're on the call, 2 of our recent graduates have been scalping in the background, in the den. Well done. Seeing you guys grabbing some cream and I think, what was the other one? Nice work. But if you want to find out more about the course, if you want to find out about the HODL Fire indicator, and like Wendy said, there is a coupon code. So in the bunch of links that are in that Zoom chat, there is that coupon code, and Vicky is about to show you.
Yeah, so this is Bitcoin Trending Forecast, the website, if you don't know what it is already. And I'll show you. Now up here, there's a menu called Products. And if you click on that, you will get to our products in the store. So right here, this is the HODL Fire. This is what Wendy's been telling you about. And this is a great option for our members in the US and Canada who might not necessarily be able to scalp on something, but you can trade still. So don't be afraid of trading. You can buy, sell, you just might not be able to do it fast enough. We are working on that. So Wendy did mention that there is that one exchange that you will be able to scalp on. But for those of you that don't want to do that or want to do a slightly longer time frame with a different exchange, because there's lots of options that you can buy and sell. So this is the HODL Fire. And if you click into it, I'll show you where that coupon is. So right here, the very first one just here, $31. But when you tick that and buy now, what will happen is it will go into your cart. And in your cart, you have an option to put this coupon code in right here. So it's HODL Fire 7. So you put it in your cart, you put the HODL Fire 7 coupon in, and you then must apply it. So that's a really important step. So if you put the coupon in and you don't apply it, it's still going to be $31, and we don't want you to have to pay $31. So put the coupon code in, apply the coupon. There's actually a button that says apply. So apply the coupon and $31 will change to 0, and then you just finish checking out. So that's the HODL Fire. And again, this is, as Wendy just showed, a great option if anyone really, but especially if you're in Canada or the US and you're not sure if you can do those fast scalps, this is a great one because you can apply everything you learn on both of our courses actually to the HODL Fire and make even better decisions. So you can buy this now without training, but if you get trained, you'll be making a lot better decisions on when to buy, when to sell. Should I take this tag? Should I not take this tag? Because what you learn on the course will certainly help you do that. So that's the HODL Fire. And while I'm here, I just wanted to actually go back into products now that I say that, because I don't know if people know we have 2 options at the moment. So if you go into more products here, Hodlnots actually has 2 options. We have a group course, which we just finished actually, and like John said, there are quite a few students on this call. So they did the group course. So this is the live scalp trading course, and it starts every other month. So the next one is in May, and it's about 2.5, 3 weeks long, plus another 4 weeks in the den. So all up, you're here with us for about 6 or 7 weeks. And in that course, there's a set syllabus, and you learn all about indicators and all about time frames and how to scalp. But not only that, it'll be the foundation for you for other type of trading. So you'll learn all about the basics of trading, how to trade, and you can actually use our Hodlnator and what you learn on the course for longer time frame trading as well, and especially the HODL Fire. But we do have another option, and I'm going to scroll down a little bit farther, and that's our private option. So we actually have a private course, and if we click in here, it means one-on-one tailored training. So you get one trainer and Wendy, and they tailor it for you. So if you know certain things or you don't know certain things, they'll tailor around you. They'll tailor it around the time that you have. So you're not tied down to specific times of the class. So we'll actually figure out, okay, this is the time that's good for you, and this is what you want to learn, and we'll tailor it. And this again is a great way to start for the US or for Canada, who, ooh, I'm not sure if I need to know how to scalp, but I would really like to learn all those indicators, maybe even a little faster, and then go right into the HODL or right into a longer time frame. This is a great option for you. So I just wanted to make sure people knew we have 2 options right there. And there was actually a third thing I wanted to show, and now I've completely forgotten what it is, but oh, I know what it was. Okay, so this is the Bitcoin Trend and Forecast website again. And I'm on a roll, don't stop me. Okay, so crypto news. Now, John touched on this a little bit. If you go into crypto news, these are our blogs. And just this one right here, this is the newest blog that's out. And this is all about what I just showed you, the premium course. What I really wanted to show you is this testimony. So this was from a previous student. And if you scroll down here, these are just some of the questions that we've asked a previous student and why they love the Hodlnots premium course and why it was great for them and what they learned. So if you have a minute, it's just a great read to understand from a student that's done it, what they got out of it. So that's actually what I wanted to show there.
Yeah, lots going on there. Thanks, Vix. It was that was perfect because we were just saying that the Hodlnots Premium course as well is we're able to help you guys on various time frames, and if you are struggling from a KYC perspective and you want to still be able to trade, you know, again, the Hodlnots scalping course, whether it be the class course or the premium course, is still the fundamental in terms of understanding crypto and a couple of things, but definitely an option and very much tailor-made. And yeah, a great little testimony from one of our more recent students on that premium course. So go have a read there. We've dropped it in the various channels, of course. The other thing, just we were talking about the videos for the Hodl Fire, and Wendy does training in the lodge around that as well. We've got one coming up for our recent graduates next week as well. But there may or may not be a course coming up for the Hodl Fire. Sorry, I didn't say that, did I? All right, so moving on swiftly.
Hint, hint.
Very subtle, very, very subtle. Roman, sorry, you've had your hand up for a little while. Sorry, apologies. I think I saw another hand as well. You should be able to unmute yourself and pop your question in. Speaking about questions, we've had a bunch of questions come into the Q&A section down below. So Roman, if you're still there, you're more than welcome to ask your question. Speaking of, anybody who's asking questions down in the Q&A or commenting may well be winning some BTAF tokens. You've got the last couple of minutes to get in there.
There you go. I see a really good question too.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. We've got a question in here from somebody on the call that says, is the Hodl Fire basically a repainting indicator? For instance, for intraday trading, so during the day. So when you see a buy tag after a bottom tag is achieved, and then you get in a position, but after some time you don't see the buy tag anymore because it disappears, but you're already in, what do you do? So this is a really good question, and so I really appreciate the question being asked, because I want to get in here and I can explain it a little bit. Now, for all those who are new, right, fresh off the course, who haven't been trained on this yet, you will be. So just kind of hang in there. But what the gentleman is trying to say is, if he gets in, if we get a bottom pivot, and if he gets in and he buys either on the bottom pivot or the buy tag, and he's in the trade, and then all of a sudden the indicators go south of China and they start going down, and then all of a sudden the pivot disappears and it repaints another lower one, like maybe this one didn't come in and this one was here, and then it repaints the lower one, and now he's at a big loss. So how, he's asking what the fix is for that. Well, the way that we have these indicators designed is the fact that it has such a high win rate on it that you are not going to lose very often if you trust the pivot. And I say that very, very confidently, that about the only time that you're ever really going to lose is in the back of the mountain or in a tunnel. Now, this is where it pays to be trained and educated, to know when that tunnel is and when the back of the mountain is, so that you know when there's higher risk than when you're trading above the trend line. And we do teach that on the video that we give you to explain. But on this particular coin, on the last 6 trades it made, it had no losses. So on this one, it's not to say that they won't repaint. The thing that you need to understand, and let me explain what happens here is this. So let's just say this run comes in and you're in that run and you're about to take profit. Well, number one, you should be putting your stop loss on and trailing it up. But if you're not, you're just waiting for the alert to come off on this. Let's just say that this throws a nice big high wick, but it's still on neon candles and there's still strong candles coming in. And now we have this one, we're on a 4 hour. So what happens here is this is another strong candle. And then the next 4 hours, all of a sudden it gets all of the indications to throw in the confirmation of the sell tag. Well, when all the conditions are met on this indicator, what's going to happen is it's going to say everything is met. Now we're going down. You need to get out of the coin. All right. Now, when that happens is now it will paint, or what we call painting, it will put on the top pivot. Well, if the top pivot is higher than this one, when the sell tag comes in, yes, it will repaint and it will go back to this candle to the top, because this would have been what came in at the top of the very top price where it decided it was going to pivot. But it may come in after the confirmation of the sell tag. So this is where you need to be an educated trader and you need to learn when to get out of the trade. So, but this is what I'm saying is that knowing that you have 157% profit, if you were trailing this profit up, hopefully you have your stop loss on and you're trading it properly. But as you're getting close to the top here, you might want to consider taking your profit. But again, this right here would have still been a substantial, great amount of profit, even if it repainted much higher. But yes, it can repaint lower. And this is why we say, if you're going to go lower than an hour, you need to know what areas to trade in, what areas not to trade in. It will help you be a better trader, let's just say. So there is instructional videos on that. So I hope that answered the question. Nothing is 100% guaranteed. Nothing is the absolute perfect indicator, but this one by far ranks a higher win rate than any other indicator out there. Because nobody's shown me anything else that has a high win rate on it. No. It's just being informed and educated will help you trade better.
100%. And that's what you were explaining there as well, Wendy, in terms of the pivots. There was a question from one of our Hodlnots. Again, when trading pivot to pivot, do we always wait for the next buy sell tag, or can we just use the pivots? And I think you did touch on that as well.
Both. You can do both. It's just that the buy or the sell tag confirms the pivots in. It's always better to wait, but some people don't like the fact that they miss some of the percentage gain. You know, it's just one of those things we teach in the course. You're never going to get the bottom of the bottom and the top of the top every single time. And we don't really look for that either, because everybody's getting out at the top and you actually end up losing profit. So we teach a different way in Hodlnots, and we teach a safe way. We teach a good way to be consistent and a steady way to make profits daily.
100%. Speaking about profits daily, yeah, thanks, Robert, for that suggestion, for that another exchange out there in Canada. We will include that on our list. And then there's another question as well from one of our graduates, I think it was about a year or so ago. If someone, I presume this is someone else, if someone did not manage to finish the previous course due to work commitments, yeah, send us or that person can send us a support ticket and the team will assess and have a look at that for you. Definitely want to be able to help. There are options, so we will definitely chat about that. All right. Well, let's have a look at... Yeah, cool. Well, listen, we were saying that we're going to award some tokens, and because it's the 25th edition of the 4H, we're going to award 25 tokens to Mr. Kruger. You know who you are. What we'd like for you to do, and well done. Thank you for trying to help and trying to make suggestions as well. And thank you for everybody else for the questions. But what we'd like from you, Robert, is if we can get your Binance Smart Chain, or at least that wallet address on MetaMask. If you can drop a support ticket down below, I'll drop it in at least the Zoom chat, but you should know in the back office where you can go and find that. And yeah, well done. Congratulations. And yeah, pleasure. And speaking about well done, Wendy, thank you. Thank you for all the effort that you put into helping not only the Bitcoin Tough community, but Hodlnots and all of those wanting to scalp and be able to trade on exchanges, especially if they're in Canada and other parts of the world. So thank you for all your efforts.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, we're just trying to make sure everybody can have the same opportunity to trade that we do. And unfortunately, they don't have the access to the exchanges. So we have to help them out as much as possible. But Robert had a really good question in here. Have you looked at Bolsa DX exchange? I have not. There are even more. I could only do so many. So I'm still looking, and we will supply that final list here in the next day or so, and we'll put it out on the announcements channel, and I will add that one to it. So thank you for that. And also Mona had something that she posted. She is from Canada, and she mentioned something about bull Bitcoin, and I'm not sure exactly what that was all about, but we can definitely look into that as well.
Absolutely. Well, I know there's another call happening now. For those of you who are subscribers of DTM, it is time to hustle on over there. And yeah, we thank everybody for being on the call. Roman, if you have a question or something you'd like to find out, drop us a support ticket, and that goes for everybody else as well. Check in your back office, head on over to the support center that side, and our team of single person elves, Vicky will get to you as soon as you can. She does lots of super work. Vicky, thank you so much for your assistance on this call.
No worries.
Absolutely.
Oh, and actually, before we go on, I just wanted to remind everyone the Bitcoin halvening is happening 9 days, 6 hours, 39 minutes, and 13, 12, 11, 10, 9 seconds. And that will have an effect on the market. So it's just something to be aware of. So if you want to read more about that or learn more about that, you can go back to one of our happy hour hangouts and have a look. But I just wanted to make sure that everyone knows, because it will affect the market somehow. So we just need to be aware that it's happening in about 9 days from now.
For sure. But we'll catch you all in 2 weeks' time, where we're chatting more things, or all things America, and we'll be able to help everybody there. So thanks everybody else for attending. Well done again, Robert. Don't forget to send that. Anybody else who has questions, send us a support ticket. We'll gladly get to that. Marcel, thanks for your assistance as per usual. And
thank you, John.
I didn't do much, but thanks everyone.
Yeah, I'm gonna now go.
Have a piece of pie on your way out. Everybody have a piece of that wonderful pie. Apple pie.
No, I'm taking the lobster. No. Yeah. All right, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Until next time. See you in 2 weeks. Okay, bye.
Bye.